and I'm looking forward to the next session. So to get things started, I'd like to open our event formally by welcoming our team from Brighter Monday, Uganda, and the African Talent Company as well, officially, the champions of talent and inclusive workspaces in Africa. So without a further ado, I'd like to invite our country manager, Zinia, to officially give her remarks first. And then after, we shall have our country programs lead from Brighter Monday, Uganda, under the MasterCard Foundation, Pamela Kabahesi, to give hers, and then she'll introduce our team member from the African Talent Company, Mr. Ahmed, to also give his remarks as well. So a round of applause as we welcome Zenia onto the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I almost slipped there and made content for TikTok. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are honored to have a full room. This we don't take lightly. I want to say thank you to all of you. You had elsewhere to be, but you decided to join us today. So we are very, very grateful for that. My name is Zinia Washira. I'm the country manager of Brighter Monday Uganda. I have worked with Brighter Monday all my career for the last 8 years. And so that says so much about the brand. I joined the brand when I was a telesales agent, and being a growth-oriented company, I've grown all the way to a country manager. So give it a hand of applause. Thank you. I want to recognize my colleague Pamela, who is our country program lead. Pamela, just wave. I also wanted to recognize another colleague who has stepped out, but he's called Ahmed. He's our head of programs for the group. Just a brief introduction about who we are. Brighter Monday is a tech-enabled career development and recruitment platform. We've been in Uganda for the last 10 years, and we sit under an umbrella company called the Africa Talent Company. The Africa Talent Company has 5 brands under it. So we have Brighter Monday Uganda, we have Brighter Monday Kenya, we have Jobaman Ghana, and Jobaman Nigeria. And then Expert Dakar in Senegal. So all of us do one thing, and that is job connection and skilling and learning, and we help connect a lot of job seekers to opportunities. Just to re-emphasize, our mission has been to develop and connect Ugandan talent to opportunities, and for the last 10 years, that's what we've been doing. When we started, it was all about job connection, and we've pivoted over time based on the demands of the market. We are no longer job connectors. We now are a HR firm where we help employers with anything to do with HR consulting, HR advisory, and now we've pivoted and started projects with partners like MasterCard to do placements, to do skilling for youth, and place them in meaningful work. So basically what we do at Brighter Monday is we have a platform where we connect job seekers and employers. We have worked with over 10,000 employers in the last 10 years, and we have about 300,000 job seekers on our platform. And what we've done is we've made our platform easily accessible for small businesses to hire for free. And apart from that, we also help corporations and multinationals to place senior level candidates. So we've done, in the last 18 months, we've placed over 80 professionals in different professionals, and we've been able to do 500 placements on the platform with small businesses. Apart from that, we also help with talent management, we help with employer branding, we help with culture alignment. So anything to do with HR, we are like your extension of your HR department in your organizations. So we are happy to have you today, and we hope that this session today will be very meaningful for you as HRs. We will learn from you, you will learn from us, and we hope that we'll have a long-term relationship with you after this. Lastly, I would want to recognize Andrew from National Water. Andrew, if you're in the room, please stand up. Oh, unfortunately. But why I want to recognize Andrew is because Andrew helped rally all the HRs in Jinja. If it was not for him, I don't think we would have this room as full as it is. So when he comes back, just tell him that I have passed my regards. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Xenia, please. Yes, it's quite inspiring to hear about a success story as hers. I mean, from telesales now to country manager. Who would believe that when she started? Did you believe that? No. So that shows the work that as Brighter Monday Uganda and impact, that's what we really want to achieve. So next up, I'd like to invite, I'll call her my boss, Iron Lady. Okay, not scare you. My apologies. Madame Pamela Kabahesi, welcome to the stage. A round of applause, please.
Thank you, Jeff. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Although a quick look around the room, who believes Jeff when he calls me Iron Lady? I don't think. No one believes him. You guys are in opposition, those who believe him. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Like Xenia said, we cannot take it for granted that we have a full room. Once more, my name is Pamela Kabahesi. I'm the country programs lead at Brighter Monday. In a nutshell, what that means is that Brighter Monday, Uganda, and also our other operations, like Xenia said, is implementing a project in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation under the Young Africa Works strategy. What we're here today mainly is to discuss inclusivity, inclusivity for people who are differently bodied, inclusivity for displaced persons, inclusivity generally for underserved communities. So we thank you for coming to be part of that very important conversation. Without saying so much, allow me to invite Ahmed. I'm always joking with him that from when we were growing up watching Nigerian movies, we used to use the word Oga loosely. We would say the word Oga all the time. But surprise, surprise, at my tender age of 20, wink, wink, I actually have an Oga for a supervisor. So I want to introduce you to my Oga, Ahmed Alaga, the Africa Talent Company Head of Programs, Impact and Partnerships. So Ahmed, welcome.
Thank you, Pamela. Please let's give both Xenia and Pamela a round of applause. Because I'm but, a fly on the wall, and they do all the hard work. In order now to take your time, and then because I've been told a lot that I talk a lot, I'm making a mental note to make this quick as possible. Like you said, my name is Ahmed Alaga. I'm the head of program Impact and Partnerships at the African Talent Company. The African Talent Company is the parent company of Brighter Monday. We are the parent company not just to Brighter Monday, but other brands in Africa that are focused on the development of talent, and supporting the infrastructure and the ecosystem for employers. In East Africa, we're known as Brighter Monday. So we're in Uganda and Kenya. In West Africa, we're known as Joboman. So we're in Ghana and Nigeria. I think that for us as the Talent African Company, our mission is to close the talent gap with homegrown talent solutions. And why is this important, ladies and gentlemen? Has anybody seen the Schindler's List, the movie? Anybody? Schindler's List. Wow. Okay. Anyway, mental note. I'm beginning to go into that long conversation. All right. For us at TATC, we understand that the biggest challenge we would have is our teeming youth population. By the year 2030, we would only have two options: the largest workforce in the world or the largest criminal force in the world. And we all know that the latter is not something that we will all be excited about. Even as much as we can see it in the most troublesome parts of Africa, there is a strong correlation between unemployment and youth unrestness, social vices. Wherever these things happen, there is a huge gap in talent. And these problems don't usually have a one-size solution to them. It's our premise that a lot of employers have also said, and you can attest to this, which is why we exist, to solve some of your headaches, is that the education system is not churning out what you want right now. The average university degree, it's irrelevant in the next 5 years, and we're beginning to see that. The ecosystem, the job landscape is changing sporadically. The machines you use, the tools you use, the software you use require new methodology, new knowledge, new concepts. And these things are not taught in schools, are they? They are ever changing, especially as we move into this gig economy era. So we think that prosperity would ask us if we did nothing about the latter, which is becoming the largest criminal force in the world. So our interest is, how do we support employers in providing the solutions they need to constantly close one of Africa's largest problem, unemployment. So we're here to say, what are the solutions we have? What are the gaps that we can close? What are the low-hanging fruits? And we do this through a numerous plethora of engagements. The first one is closing the skill gap. And with that, we provide soft skills training to young people across the markets that we work in. One of the things we're really trying to do is seeing how we can provide employability skills and soft skills training to young people so that they can put their best foot forward when they begin to engage with you, so that they can keep the job after 3 months when they engage with you. We also provide other tools for these young people to be able to find the right opportunity, maintain the right opportunity. And to do that, we have recently our career CV tool, which is driven a lot by AI. It does not only help the candidate understand how to match his CV, his experience, with your requirements, right? So that you are placing a lot faster with less headache, right? Because matching doesn't become a problem. 2, understanding the job requirements and looking at the cover letter and helping the candidate understand what the cover letter requires to be able to have that 2-minute read test that most HR people like to have, right? And then also advise them on how best to move their career forward, including simulating what an interview would be like for the candidates. And this is crucial because we know many of the candidates that we have right now do not have certain skills. It's not that most of them are not good enough, it's just that they've never had the opportunity, right? I come from Nigeria. It is traditional that you do not look into the eyes of an elder when he's speaking to you. So the average culturally background, respected individual that has respect in an interview will never stare into your eyes. He will never look straight into your eyes while you ask him question, but put his head down as a mark of respect. Meanwhile, for you, you're thinking this guy doesn't know what he's doing, right? But that's how, that's the home training he has, right? So there's a lot of nuances and context, and the school system doesn't teach this, right? And that's where we come in to close that gap. So we are doing a lot of training around, not just for interested participants, but if you have young people on your team, we have a plethora of courses that we can also provide to you. A good one is how to, the first 90 days on your job. That's an example, for instance, which I think is the most benefit for any young person who's gone into the workforce. And then we have our engagement opportunities with employers, one of which is this event, to constantly engage with you to understand what your needs are and how we can fulfill them. Two, ecosystem building as well, which is supported by research. So we also do a lot of research. As you work with us, you also begin to get insight into the research we're doing about the employment ecosystem, which we will share with you as we, complete them, to also be not just the benefactor of what we're trying to do, but an ambassador to what we're trying to do. So without much further ado, I hope that you enjoy your engagement with us and that you are able to walk this journey with us towards 2030, where we can say to ourselves, and that prosperity will not ask us, what did we do about the unemployment crisis in Africa? And you'll be proud to say that you did what you could do, and you did it well with Brighter Monday. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Pamela called you Oga. Mr. Ahmed. So before we continue, just a kind request is that let's use or scan the QR codes that are on your table just for registration. In case you have issues with that, we do have our team member, Lynette, to assist you in registering your details for us to be able to engage with you much later on. Still, on the social media, please use the hashtag HRFusion by BMUG. In case that is still an issue, because we do have a lot of risk management and alternations here and there, you can still take a picture, you can do a selfie, and then you upload it somewhere with Brighter Monday Uganda. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. So next up on the agenda is, I would like to invite, should I call her another Iron Lady? Perhaps, yes. A very distinguished HR leader, an inclusion advocate, Ms. Susan Mataka Nanyange, who is the head of HR at Kakira Sugar Limited. She brings her perspective on what it truly means to foster workplaces where everyone feels they belong. So without further ado, I hope I've given her the justice she deserves in regards to introduction. I'd like to invite Ms. Susan. A round of applause for her. Thank you very much.
Jeff, I don't know where you got this Iron Lady thing, but there's a statement that goes that the future is female. Those who agree with me, please clap. I know very few men will do that. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, the Ginger team is more energetic, isn't it? Yeah, when you've just crossed that beautiful bridge as you are coming to Ginger, you must have seen some other beautiful things. And I'll ask at the end when we are interacting, What beautiful thing did you see in Jinja before you leave? Before I start, I want to thank Brighter Monday for having organized this space that has enabled so many HR practitioners and professionals to come in one room, and we all share different perspectives about creating inclusive workspace or workplaces or workforce, whatever it is. But before I start, my name is Susan Mataka, and I work with the giant. We don't just call it Kakira Sugar. It is the giant of sugar. If you do take sugar or you have taken any juice in this place or took tea, you consumed part of our products. And if you don't take sugar, but you enjoy any drink like beer or Guinness or Tusker or Bell or Club, you somehow still consume our products, and I will tell you why. And Kakira Sugar is the largest sugar mill in the country, and in East Africa, it has the largest workforce. So you see, it is hard for me to grow fat. I have to look after 15,000 people. I know if any other person tried, they even ask, do you have a life? I have the most beautiful life at Kakira. It is the giant indeed, because it stayed around for coming to a decade now. And with those 15,000 people, 4 years ago when I joined Kakira, we were around 1,600 women out of those 15. But right now we are 4,000. We are moving, isn't it? Yeah. An average age of the workers is between 23 to 35. That's where we have most of our workforce. And then 35 to 45. And then the list after 45 to 60. We produce sugar. That's our main product. And not only do we produce sugar from that tall grass, we produce 53 megawatts of green energy, which 33 megawatts are sold to the national grid. We also produce 2 million liters on a daily basis of what we call extra neutral alcohol, which is ethanol, and it is sold to those companies that I talked about, whatever drink you take after 5. So, and then we also produce sweets, which mostly go for export. And for us to be able to stay in that environment, in that entity, we have 16 schools. And of the 16, we have 8 kindergartens and 1 secondary school, and then the rest are primary schools. To support our employees, we all stay in the colony. When we say in the colony, we live in our workplace, but not in our offices. but we live in our workplace. So we have our houses within our workplace. And we have a hospital, which is a 74-bed hospital, fully furnished with 4 professional medical doctors, 32 clinical officers, 35 nursing officers, and 8 ambulances, with a mean surgery room, theater. We provide lunch to our 15,000 employees and their children while at school, the 16 schools, they also feed. The kindergartens are mainly places for 1 to 3 years. So it's a play space so that the parents are in position to attend to work while knowing their children are safe. I don't want to bore you so much with what Kakira does, but it is one space that intentionally, from its inception, fosters an inclusive workplace and a workspace. It is a diverse entity. We have 84 different nationalities that we work with. So the 15,000 are not Ugandans. So we pride ourselves in celebrating that we are a space of diverse cultures and we live as a family. So with us, it will be very hard to be quoted in that magazine like our colleagues, the CEO and the HR, because we work as a family. It's a family-owned business. It's not government entity. And we work, you can work with your husband, you can work with your children, you can work with your in-law, you can work with your outlaw. Whatever you want to call it. So, family is our core value. Treat this business as your own, because both of you working as a family, you don't have anything to pick out of your business. Can you? No. You guard it. Creating inclusive workplace and fostering belonging for every talent to thrive at work. When I read this topic, I was like, what am I going to tell the Ginger colleagues? Because each one of us has done something. However, I'm going to only share with you what we have done and what it calls for. We must be intentional and we must also learn to comply. This nation gives us very broad, detailed regulations that we can pick on as human resource practitioners to take a leaf and start implementing and creating an inclusive workplace if we decide to do so. In Kakira, we have a gym for members, for all our staff. We have 8 different playgrounds. We'll call them playgrounds. And where people go and have their games, sports is encouraged. So we even have a sports section which sits under human resource. And I will tell you my colleague who leads the team there to ensure that different sports is people get space to have time off beyond work. If you're a new mother, you will work half day so that you have time to go and breastfeed the baby. But when the baby makes 1 year, you enroll them free, by the way, not at a cost, in the kindergarten, and you will work still flexible time so that you are able to collect that baby before close of day. So we have that flex time that is also agreed. The fact that we are a manufacturing company, one wonders, how will you do it? We cannot manage to work virtually or run virtually, but we put in place those things intentionally. By being intentional, on a monthly basis, we measure how far we have gone as far as creating an inclusive workspace. So we track our numbers in terms of gender, in terms of the initiatives we've put in place, and what are those things we are getting out of them. So we not only focus on the gender of female, we also focus on the male. Yes, because if we forget that, then we'll have an imbalance. So we have a special day for men in November and a special month for men in November, where we invite so many different people to speak to our men on life skills. As people join work, they may forget there are certain things that come up. Parenting, that is one of them. Family, that's another. Financials, fun. So all those, we do get speakers that come and talk to our male counterparts and be in position to balance. Not only also on the female side, we celebrate ourselves as women, and we have created a space where women, as women, we connect and speak freely. That space is for us to pick feedback on how best can we develop each other, can we hold each other, and also grow with each other. And lastly, as we now dive into the space that we are in, we need to pick up on some strategies to support us. The strategies we have used at Kakira is to have policies that support us to implement whatever we dream about. There is a policy of discrimination/harassment. The fact that we are in a diverse space which has over 84 different nationalities, it's a space where you expect so many things to be happening, but we have zero tolerance to that. Where we know that the gender of male is higher than female, we have to ensure that zero tolerance to the above. And then also flexible work arrangements and inclusive hiring practices. We are looking for more women. So we have so many other women who are running the different brands that you partake, the head of process, the person in charge of packaging, the sugar you take, the person in charge of distilling, the chief chemists. If you have taken Kakira rum, gin, or vodka, the person, the brain behind the blending, they are all women. So we need more women. So in our hiring, we are focusing on having an inclusive, but it's intentional, hiring practices. We hire more women on our tractors than the men. So if you have those young ladies that can operate the 600 horsepower tractors, I am open to take them. I heard Zenia saying that you're looking out to give us young skilled people. We are looking for young skilled women. Electrical engineers. We are serving this nation 33 megawatts, which can serve the entire Kampala. We are giving it to the national grid, supporting UEDCL. So we need to see those young engineers, electrical engineers, to come and join us so that we make a difference. So in this room, we have so many of us, and the conversation is going to start. What is it that you're doing in that space where you have the influence to ensure that you create that workplace that is inclusive? What is it that you can do without asking for more funds? We all understand the businesses look out for the bottom line. But what is it you can do and create outside the box? So in our conversations, I look out to unlearn and give time to bloom. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much, Susan. A round of applause for her. Yes, you know, there's one saying that I usually always think as I'm doing my work, is that let your work be seen. So with that, in front of my boss, I pray a business card so that we can discuss workforce development at Kakira. So please, if your boss is here with you, let your work be seen. Please exchange business cards and create relationships. So with that still, we do have gifts for all of you. As I've mentioned, let your work be seen. Marketing did something so that the work can be seen for all of you. So please, at the end of today's session, please, as you're heading out, we do have a gift for each one of you. A round of applause for that. Or you'd prefer Kakira Ram, I don't know. Kakira Jean, yes. So moving on to the next session, we do have breakout. We're going to have 2 divided breakout sessions, and we're going to have them in 2 groups. One in this corner that will talk about or will specialize on exploring what it makes to feel everyone feel like they belong in the workplace. You know, that's very important, having people or your team members feel like they're part of the team so that you can thrive together. 2, on the other side, we shall have another session, divided still, on leading with open arms. Basically, being empathetic, you know. If someone says that they're sick, you know, before asking, why didn't I get this report, first ask them, how are you feeling? Have you gone to the clinic? Of course, I know your boss may demand it. Ahmed may tell Pamela, you know, I need this report right now. But of course, Pamela could ask Jeffrey that, okay, what's the issue? You know? Yeah, so that kind of thing. So we're going to have 2 representatives from Brighter Monday. Breakout session 1 will be led by Nicholas, and breakout session 2 by Petra. And we'll have our facilitators. From the first breakout room, we shall have Madame Joyce Yokobedi. Could you please stand up and wave for us if you're here? Wow, there she is. A round of applause, please. Come on. Was there dessert with the lunch? I'm not sure. Yeah. And then we do have Mr. Ivan Pino, founder of Digital Women Uganda, who will lead breakout session 2. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to be able to move into the different breakout sessions. I'll have Nicholas, could you move onto his side for breakout session 1? And then Petra onto the other side. Where's Petra? Okay, there she is. Yeah. So thank you very much, DJ. You can start by playing some music as we get everyone ready in their breakout groups. Thank you very much. Maybe to add on, we do have our commercial lead, Mr. Charles Chigozi. He will be the overhead of this breakout room. So if you see him around, please don't be threatened. He comes with good tidings.
Pesapal POS terminal, you can pay with MTN Momo, Airtel Money, or your card.
normally what we are going to do, we're just going to brainstorm, but then we make it more practical, like what you do in your organization or what you think. He's going to help us take the minutes or the notes of what the points we are giving, and then at the end of the session in 30 minutes time, we shall be presenting to all others. So we can all look at the question is there on the whiteboard. Then it says making everyone, break out session 1, making everyone feel like they belong, practical ways to boost retention. This session dives into how a strong sense of belonging directly impacts whether employees stay or leave, especially in growing companies. And now we open the floor. The discussion starts. The floor is open. Anyone? Yes, sir. If you do tell us your name, then you give us your points. Maybe this?
Okay. Good afternoon. This is a discussion. There are no wrong answers.
Sure.
We are all adults. So, the way I understand this question, making everyone feel like they belong. In other words, what are the practical ways to boost retention at the workplace? What I'm understanding from this question, what are those strategies you really employ to boost retention? And this one is reminding me about the research topic I'm doing, which is about talent management and employee commitment. So, making everyone feel it's a commitment, one way of commitment. And we see that commitment, there are 3 types of commitment. You have affective, whereby it brings a sense of, somebody feels a sense of belonging, has that affection towards the employer or the organization. Then you have that continuance, whereby it talks about the cost somebody would feel when he leaves the organization. Like, when I leave National Water, I'll lose this and this and this. Then the third one, that one I've forgotten. But nevertheless, it's talking about what are those things you'd really boost that commitment. And that commitment, there's that retention. So one of the things I really think about is having good, effective leadership at the workplace. Like, if you are the boss, you are the HR, leadership plays really a good role, either employees to stay or to leave. If leadership styles, how would you carry on your leadership? Are you the HR always like, I fire and hire? Like, how do you really handle the human resource you have? Those are the employees. So one point I would think of would be the leadership. Another, I give one or the ones I have? The ones you have. Okay. The compensation packages. Now, if you feel like if an organization, like for example, for mine, National Water, you have you have like the provident fund, those savings. When you go, you get that service award. You have the gratuity. If somebody thinks about that, it will make him to really stay at the organization. So compensation packages is the point. I'm really. So we'll talk about the work-life balance policy. We saw the presenter here told that they have 8 playgrounds whereby people have that time to themselves after work. Work-life balance is about how you manage your work and also your other life. So if there is that good work-life balance at the workplace, whereby there's that time you create maybe those gym sessions, good work-life balance. That's the point I can think of. Then another one I think of would be good diverse organizational culture, especially with diversity. Like the organization X, they really treat people the same. no matter who you are. They take good care of you. To my understanding, that would really boost retention. To my understanding, I stand to be corrected. So, yeah, those are the ones I can think of for now. But effective leadership, also the promotion strategies. Like how do you promote son of this one? Like, is it fair? The way you carry on those like if you're giving somebody a salary increment, is it like really fair? That's what I can offer for now. I'll add on later.
Thank you so much. Did you mention your name? Please. We want to know who is.
My name is Maweje Andrew. I work with National Water, Jinja area. Yeah, the one they make fun of. Yes, it's me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maweje Andrew, for that tremendous contribution. I've really loved your presentation, how you enlightened us. It's amazing. And at this moment, may we have someone else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. I'm Faith Nakanwaji. I serve at Akola Project Limited. It's a social enterprise. I won't talk about the policies, but just sharing how we do it at work. One is celebrating wins. My boss has that boom play, you know the boom play, that music thing. So if someone has been able to deliver to the fullest that evening, we have a party in office. It can even just be for 1 hour. And then she will order for maybe goat's meat or pork, soda, and then we dance until like 10, and then, people are dropped off. So people, like, they are motivated to work. Like, if you're bored, you'll be telling you have an assignment, please deliver, so that we can have some music and eat some meat in the evening. And you realize it doesn't cost a lot. It's just little money, but then it motivates the entire team. And then secondly is, these things I know in Africa we love being called, you see ED, and then when the ED comes in or the HR people are all panicking and, the boss has come in office. But, freely engaging with everyone at work. We don't have those names of ED who calling people by their names. Faith, Vivian. I'm always usually laughing with my colleague. If you visit us at office, you can hardly tell who the ED is, unless if we decide to mention positions. So, like, appreciating that everyone has something they are contributing to the entity is also key to make people feel like they belong, they're in the right space, regardless of the positions they are holding. But then also the fact that, like, for instance, if anyone loses a relative, you're in the hospital sick, because to some of us, some people come from far, like you may be in Jinja just for work, but your entire family is maybe in Gulu, and you're admitted. Yeah, so no one will be in the hospital with you. So at least we have a team that will be there with you in the hospital. When you lose someone, they will be there to support you. So people have that sense of belonging. I actually at times feel it's too much. Someone is sick and they are not bothered to call family because they know there is someone to support at work. So they feel they belong. It is family beyond work. yeah, that's what I can briefly share. Thank you.
Madam Faith, thank you so much. This is amazing. I've learned something. Before I joined the organization I'm working, what you're explaining used to happen, then it stopped. It stopped before I joined. But I think I should bring it back. Thank you so much for that.
I have to respect the elders. I think he wanted to say something.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity provided. I'm not going to be so detailed. My name is Atom Musira. I come from Kamali. Now, in addition to what the other participants have mentioned, I would like to include some additions. Number one, there is the aspect of incentives, which plays a big role in motivating staff. If you may agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, many of the workers tend to lose interest in their jobs because of the unfair treatment where they are working. It's only that they are never open. You may rely on them, but when they are thinking of departure because of the low pay, and when the low pay, on top of the low pay, it is coming late. So I think companies have to work towards improving on that in order to be assured of retention. There is also the issue of fault finding. I think somebody talked about leadership, but just to add, there are tendencies whereby bosses look at the mistakes of workers more than what they contribute to the company. So that makes workers discouraged. And by the time they come to work, you find that, they will be regretting how long will I be here before I go away. So we need to improve. I don't know whether I'm speaking to someone, but I think these are things we have to face and, discuss. And finally, I have observed that in many organizations, there is a role conflict as an issue. I do appreciate the role of directors in initiating companies where people work. But you empower people to serve if you've appointed them as administrators. Now, if the director feels like a certain worker X must go, the administrator might have a different feeling, and that will create a conflict. And of course, even when the worker is gifted, you realize that the negative attitude from the boss who founded the company might make him or her discouraged. So I don't know whether we have directors here, and I don't know whether the HR people here will feel free to face their directors and tell them that, what you are doing is wrong. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tom, for the submissions. My name is Derek Basasa, and I'm very, very honored to be amongst you, lovely people. For me, I am going to delve into our point of discussion on two fronts. I'd like to use the domestic front because I'm a family guy. I have a young family. I'm married with 2 boys. And then I would also like to use the business front where I employ certain employees. Now, how do we make people feel like they belong? I was having a chat with my wife some time back. We were having a very high turnover of maids. And every other time, people were leaving. And I sat her down and I told her, as a manager, because this person is directly under you, you would also have to check yourself, because you cannot be getting a new maid every other month. it's going to be hard for our son to keep on getting used to different people every other time. So sometimes as employers, we need to be empathetic and put ourselves in the shoes of the people that work for us. So I told her that ordinarily, you use like 120,000 to make your nails, and this is what you're giving someone for a month, but you are expecting a lot from them. You're being rude to them, and you're making them carry on so much more than you can carry on yourself. So I asked her, given the opportunity and roles were reversed, would you do what she is doing for what you're offering? So I told her, make this person feel like she's a part of us, she's a part of the family. She has to use whatever we're using. If it's the food, she has to eat with us. If we are going out, we go out together. I told my son to refer to the maid as, auntie, and ensure that she feels like she belongs, because this is the person that is taking care of my children, and they stay with them almost the entire time when I am not there. So I have given them that authority. Like the way Tom was saying, once you have given someone authority over something, then you do not need to actually micromanage. So I had that chat with my wife, and the good thing, she's a good wife. She listened, and we have now had a single maid for 2 years now. I would like to say that at least she feels like she's a part of the family, and it is a very good thing. And now on the business side, I'm a farmer, and I have about 10 employees at the farm. And also initially, I was having a high turnover. I'm a human resource manager by training, so definitely I realized why that was it, because the pay is low, definitely, when you know the farm setting, but these people also need to get leave, okay? Have their families. I was asking my askari that, do you have children? I've never seen your children here. You're here 24/7. Please invite your people to come to the farm, and there's a lot of accommodation over there. He heeded to my call recently. He has brought his mom, and they are staying there with the mom and the wife. And then there is this thing called the profit sharing. Okay, I do piggery, and to ensure that my employees feel like I am not sort of enriching myself at their expense, there is that bit of incentives that people have been mentioning. So I'll tell him that for every sow that gives birth, I'm going to give you a piglet. So while he's taking care of the pigs, he's taking care of something that is of his own. Okay, I was having hygiene issues. I made for them a toilet that flushes, but people are not using, they don't even want to flush. So I told them, it's you, the people that are going to die. Start and learn to act and think like owners. So take full ownership. I have given you guys control of this farm. I'm barely here. So it is very, very important that you take care of it as if it is your own, because indeed it is your own. I have given you a motorbike to use around. You make sure that it is serviced, the brakes are working well, because guess what? Once it's not in good repair, it's your life that is going to go at risk, not mine. I buy for them mosquito nets. It is the onus is on them actually to ensure that they perform the way they're supposed to perform. So it is just to empower our people to feel like they are the owners, and if the organization wins, they win. If the organization loses, they all lose. So that's the kind of culture that we would like to inculcate, and then we foster success. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's interesting. And I want to add on that. My name is Viola Kataike. I have a background in industrial psychology and human rights. I wanted to build on what he said when it comes to empathy, and I'll relate it to where I was working. Apparently, I'm not employed, but I was working somewhere, and it's just a personal reflection to the question where human resource managers at a point are manipulated by bosses. I don't know whether the team agrees with me. but I was in a space where the boss uses the human resource manager to fire the workers, or I mean to confuse everyone down here. And I will give a reflection with that. You find that most EDs or most CEOs, they don't have that empathy. And I'll give an example of something that happened and made me even feel tired of where I was because I wasn't feeling valued as a young profession. And my boss used to come late. I mean, our ED used to come late. And I was one of the people that come early basing on the policy. Yeah, I was punctual. And one morning I get frustrated home and other things, and accidentally I come after 30 minutes at work, and I found a lot of chaos at work. You get? And that is the day when my ED came early. It's just sad. Yes, and you know how the frustration that came with that, you're young, and then the ED is mature, and then they have to tell the HR, you have to have an interaction with this person because they are not obeying the policies, and it's just a one-time thing. So sometimes you have to feel empathy and actually listen to the issue of the employee. And just away from that, that was just a reflection. Okay.
I'm also an HR, but at the same time, I'm also a CEO. So I would like to defend both. Okay. So there are roles that are clearly defined that you cannot run away from, right? So please. I know there is a lot of scapegoating that can go around, but I can tell you that both the HR and the CEO sit down and they decide who is going to get fired. It's just that it's only one person that's going to come and actually deliver the bad news. Okay? So it is not one manipulating the other. Actually, they are manipulating you to think that it's not me, it's the other person. Okay? And if you look at the instance in question, for instance, where you're saying the AD lacked empathy, they could not talk to you because there is a chain of command, okay? So then they will talk to your supervisor to find out from you, okay, what the problem could be, and then you have that kind of discussion. So that's what makes a good ED. Because if he came to you and started now, belting it out on you, if you had said that he was exercising a bit of an excess in his authority, then there would have an issue. But if he spoke to your HR to find out from you, I think he made a good course. And for the HRs, it is also our responsibility. It is us who enter the people into the organization and see them through the entire life cycle until they exit the organization. Okay? So there is nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. Someone has to fire you. And someone has to hire you. Yes. Among the other roles that come in the middle, like training and the rest. Yeah, thank you. The elders.
Can I just summarize what I had? Thank you. Yes. And just about that, you realize that an ED might not have an HR background, and you as the HR are supposed also to guide them. And I feel like we have to reflect on that. At that point where you feel like the employees are seeing you as a bad person, you also have to have a personal thought as the HR of that organization. Yes, but there are a number of things that I think I appreciate from the different organizations and the different spaces that I've been in. And I would give a reflection of what Madam Susan said in making work feel like it's family for everyone, really. It's a space where someone feels like they belong beyond saying it's just work. Probably someone does something just to respect the policies, but they are not feeling motivated or attached. So the best recommendation is beyond even imposing the policies, the guidelines and etc., you have to just make this friendly people get friendly with these policies that they feel so attached even to work without policies they can even flex in. And the other thing was on the surprises. I was in a space, that very space, where I felt it is a motivation to everyone, knowing that when my birthday reaches, I'll be appreciated or surprised or something, celebrated beyond even a birthday. Just as Faith said, it can be even an achievement where you feel someone has achieved something and then they are celebrated and appreciated. To me, it motivates employees and probably the people in that space. And then we have to agree that we are now in a diverse digital community where different systems are changing in the workspaces. But how long are you giving people to adapt to these different structures, the changing tools, and the different systems that are being implemented into the organizations and the spaces or the companies? And I've seen, I have an example of a certain institute that gives a stipulated time for you to be trained, firstly, but also they give you that allowance to just understand it for yourself. And at the end of it, someone can do they can work and deliver to their fullest because they have been given time. And I feel it's more of making people feel confident and comfortable at the workplaces, but also the work environment. Now this is from the industrial psychologist in me. And you feel some spaces are rigid for people to operate from. I'm just giving an example. If this room was dark, you get, and I've seen some, spaces where the space itself is not comfortable for employees. And human resource managers, sometimes, I don't want to be biased, but sometimes the gender makes people not to think very well for the different genders, the diverse genders in the place or in that environment. For example, Ms. Susan said about the sports center they have as Kakira Sugar, but even in our small spaces, we are not Kakira, but we have maybe a small office. What other extra support, friendly initiatives are you putting as an HR to see that all employees feel at home, feel comfortable to work? I was once interacting with a certain NGO, and they have a safe space corridor where you can just sit and pray, sit and reflect, or it's probably break time. You can, think of what you've done just in the morning to see if you're still on track for that day or for the week. And I felt it's a great initiative just to make the environment comfortable. When someone is really tired, I can be tired of the seat even, and probably I can work better when I may be seated down. Yes.
I would like you to give me just a minute. I have a special communication to make. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to agree with me that many companies tend to demotivate workers. How? They don't issue them with letters of appointment and confirmation. To me, that is the beginning point, especially in the private sector context. So if workers are working after a verbal form of employment, how job secure will they be? You can answer that question on your own. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very easy because he has partly talked of what I was going to talk about, and my sister here. Me, my space is within a Christian kind of organization where I lead. We have policies that govern everything, to the cleaner in that office. So one thing I did, I want to talk about how I operate in my space. These are the policies we are supposed to do. In your department, this is what you're supposed to do. So I expect everybody to do that, and we also have time, 1 hour to reflect in what you've done, how you've really made everything, where you failed. We have at least 1 hour to pray, to read the word, to reflect. After that, everybody goes to her or his office. So in that way, it has helped everyone not to be coerced to work, not to be pushed, pulled around. Everybody comes every morning, supposed to report at 8, come at 8. We have a motorbike. If there's something that today you're supposed to go to the field, it is there, I don't even force anyone. I just see them going, doing this and this, and they only bring reports. So it makes me, as an HR in that department, in that area, very easy for me. Everybody knows what they are supposed to do. I don't have time even to stress them or them to stress me. When the month ends, everybody has to make a report, and that is all. We have deadlines. Thank you.
Thank you so much. 30 seconds, please. 30 seconds.
Thank you. Andrew Luval is my name. I'm from Nile Breweries. Sorry, I stepped in a little late, but I just want to share with you something very small. At Nile Breweries, we try to have the best when it comes to employees' environment. But one thing I've noted that even others should pick is you may have a very good environment. Like Nile Breweries, we have family day where employees come with their families, and it involves some cost. But what we need to pay attention to is, even when you're doing all these things, when they become so repetitive, the employees take them for granted. So you need to be very creative, even when you're doing the good things. Be very innovative, bring new ideas into there. For us, when we are going to do our family day, it has been there even before I joined Nile Breweries. But what we do is we involve them so that we ask, what is it that you need for this family day? What should we do differently? Because when you continue thinking you're the one going to be the think tank for them, you'll do something that bores them. And they will say, that is what we did last year. What's new? But there's someone in another company who is admiring it. So we need to be creative, and it comes to us HR people to be very creative at that point. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, you want to say something? 30 seconds.
Okay, I hope I can manage. Yeah. Thanks to all the presenters. My name is Jessica Miro Kabugo. Also, I've been in HR for quite a while. But I think that one of the most important issue regarding retention that should come to mind as for HR managers and leaders is, first of all, what you have to do surveys on why your employees are leaving. And that is after doing even an analysis of, find out how high it is or how low it is. I run a survey because it's another way of the employees feeling like they're included, hear from them, and it also depends on how you ask the questions, the survey questions. If you know how to do surveys and ask specific questions on retention, that should guide you on the action points. And even when you draw a report, after running a survey, maybe with a customer service, for example, you can run like a customer service survey with your staff, employees, and then draw a report, and then draw action points and follow through the action points, because that is an intentional way of ensuring that you're actually handling the issues with retention. I'd like to talk about something that we've not thought about, and that is giving a good or providing a good candidate experience. Because I'll come to your company, but if I don't get what I expect, then it's definitely going to make me run away. So the pre-boarding, the onboarding, and the post-boarding are very important. So if you can just get a very good onboarding strategy, know what you're supposed to do as the HR, pre-boarding, onboarding, and post-boarding, that should actually help to retain those candidates, you know, that have just come on board. And then as leaders, of course, we will keep training our leaders, you know, because many times the problem comes from our leaders. But do you do things like stay interviews? I don't know if you know what stay interviews are. Your team members, do you like get to sit with them and ask them what their career path is, how they're finding work, how's home, you know, just do you provide that space? So yeah, I think that's very important. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Over to you now.
All right, a round of applause for everyone. Come on, come on, come on, you can do better. I can sense some fatigue, so what I've done is I've decided that we'll have tea outside at the end of this session. Yeah, so, yeah, a round of applause for that. You seem happy, yeah? Yeah. So, yes. So, welcome back, everyone, from the engaging sessions. And congratulations on that. I managed to eavesdrop in and heard that all of you are doing quite well in that regard. So, a round of applause. Now, I would like to invite someone else to take on this next step, which is the interactive discussion. Someone who I respect dearly and I know has great experience, particularly on the commercial and sales side. So I'll call Mr. Charles Chigozi to come up and take us through the next session. A round of applause for Mr. Charles.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for honoring. I want to be selfish and I say my invitation because I sent most of the emails that you received. I'm sure you saw a certain Charles Chigozi at the bottom. That was me. My name is Charles Chigozi. I run the commercial function of Brighter Monday. You have met our country program lead. You have met the group head for Africa programs. You have also met our country manager, so I'm also not going to make my title any lighter. Call me the country head of commercial for Brighter Monday, Uganda. And I want to welcome you to this session where we are going to capture the summaries of what happened in the breakout sessions. We had the idea to bring you together and you share from the experiences that are from within you and your environment. So we had Joyce from Soul Hope Uganda. It's an NGO. I have visited it. They do amazing work. I hope she gives us a brief about what they do when she comes here. She will take us through what they discussed in breakout session 1. I'm sure it was exciting. And then we'll move to Mr. Ivan, who will also give us a summary of what happened in session 2. And then we'll move towards wrapping up this engagement. So, Joyce, please, you're welcome. We request that you, I know it will not take long.
Hello, everyone. I hope we are enjoying ourselves. Thank you so much, Brighter Monday, for organizing this. I've learned a lot. I've interacted. I've gotten new sisters and new brothers. I don't know. If I'd missed this opportunity today, I would have missed a lot. I'm so grateful, Charles, for considering me, sending me those emails. and everyone for attending. In fact, I'm enjoying my stay here. I wish it was maybe for a week. It would have been better. Please do it again before the year ends. Everything is just okay. All right. So our question is question 1, making everyone feel like they belong, and just a practical way to boost retention. First of all, my name is Joyce Yokobed, an HRR of Soul Hope, Buenda. We are found in Buenda along Budondo Road. If you have ever heard of an organization called Zero Jiggers, we are the ones. If you have Jigger here, I am well equipped to treat you. And we do a lot of work. We treat patients with jiggers. We have eradicated jiggers in the whole of Busoga. Right now we are in Bugisu. If you know any place where there are jiggers, please, we are available. By the end of this session, I'm going to leave my contact. If you know anybody with the jiggers, please just call. I am the HRR, but if you reach there, the entry point is jiggers. You must know how to work on a patient with jiggers. We also do shoes, denim shoes, and these shoes are for charity. We don't sell them. We give them out to communities. We give them out to schools just to prevent them from getting the infestation of jiggers. Besides that, we also have a guest house, Airbnb. Please feel free to visit us, to tour the place, to enjoy our facility. It is the best. I was telling someone today that when you come there, you will feel like you're in Paris, yet you're in Jinja. It's a very wonderful place. So I'll be going back to what has brought me here. We are discussing a practical way to boost retention at work. The group discussed very many things, and to tell you the truth, that time limited us. They still had many points to share. They still had many ideas to share, but just because time was short, so we decided to summarize just for the interest of time. And the number 1 I have here is the incentives, benefits, and compensation. One way of retaining our staff or employees and making them feel a belonging. Someone was mentioning about the incentives, benefits, and compensation. When we talk about compensation, we are talking about salaries. When we talk about incentives, it is broad. I mean, not to break them all, but I know as HR managers and directors, employers, we understand this, then benefits. Now, these incentives, if it is not, if the work someone does is not comparable to the money you are giving. Someone gave an example of a maid earning 120,000, and the madam uses 120,000 for just nails. But at the end of the day, harasses her. Why haven't you cooked? Why are the children not bathed? Why are the children like this? It is not right. So if this maid or this staff is not getting enough, to tell you the truth, they will be demotivated and they will leave the organization. Even as HR, we also know this. Most of the time we are here on a job hunt, looking out for a better place, a better place, a better place. The reason we are looking for a better place because we are not satisfied with what we are given. So as HR, it is our job, actually, we are the lawyers of these people, these employees, the lawyer of the management and the lawyer of the staff. You are the one in better position to negotiate for them and, of course, speak out for them. So if the staff are paid well, if the incentives and benefits and compensations are okay, then the staff will be retained. Let them feel the worth of their effort. Let them feel the worth of their time that they are giving to organization. It is a win-win, not you eating mash and then you give me a finger and you're eating the whole chicken. They will definitely leave. Point number 2, define room for opportunities and growth. Most of the times, we don't allow our staff to go for personal growth, even career growth. There are many organizations that once you have entered, You should never ever mention to your boss that you're going for further training. I have a colleague who is an accountant. The day the boss got to know that this young man had enrolled for, they call him CPA something, it was terminated. The day the boss got to know is the day the boss terminated him. So they don't have room for growth. They don't have room for growth for themselves. They don't have, like, and I have also ever had another colleague who had the opportunity to start a side business. When the boss got to know that this lady had a side business, she was a nurse, then she opened a drug shop. That was enough for her job to be terminated. So please, employers, I know HRs are also employers, but the bosses, the directors, let's take note of this. When you define a room for opportunities, for growth in your organization, staff will feel involved. They will feel they are part of you. They will feel loved and accepted, and then they will stay longer. And then work-life balance at workplace. That was our point number 3. You find there are some organizations that when you enter, you have entered. There is no going out. You don't have time to, like, even to attend to your family. I was so disappointed by one HR one time who told the staff whose child was sick that choose between your child and a job. I want to tell you, a mother will never choose a job unless it's not a mother. Did not carry for 9 months and did not go to that labor suit. I have medical background. I know what these mothers go through. So they would never choose that job over their child. A lie. So this was so, I don't know how to define this kind of a human being. An HR told a lady, a nursing mother, choose between your child and a job. And the mother left. So he lost the talent. And the person he lost was actually the best in the department. So let us be transparent. Let us be open-minded. Let us give opportunity for work balance. Let us allow them have, there is life after work. It shouldn't be work, 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 work. Also family matters. At the end of the day, when they make 60, they grow old. You don't allow them to stay there. They will have to go back and integrate with their families. But then they did not bond. These are people who die young because of loneliness. I used to work in the government. Before I was in medical, then I came to Eshara, and I became a pension officer. But I want to tell you the truth. Most pensioners could not cross 75 because of loneliness. Because they never had the time to bond with the family. And you know, with the government setting, they built for them the staff quarters there. You move from your village at age 25. Then you stay in the hospital until you make 60 years. By the time you don't know even the chairperson of the area, they tell you there are 100 people who died that you did not bury. Okay. Another point is open, transparent, and friendly work culture. Our group, we encourage open door policy, where a staff can easily come to you, come to a boss, so discuss issues openly. There are many places, of course not mine, there are many workplaces, where staff can be having issues, but even fears to open up and tell someone that I have this issue. They don't have who to discuss with, because why? Once they tell even the very HR is going to discuss her or him all over. Do you know? So and so is like this. Kati Joy is pregnant. She's 3 months pregnant. Before you know, the other one knows, the other one knows, the other one knows. And before you know, they are shy. And then transparency. You are maybe for people who are doing business. Ours is an NGO. The business part is only the guest house. But then you are doing a business. And then you have made a profit. You don't want even these people to know you have made a profit because you want to cheat them. Please, as HRs, as employers, let us bond, let us retain our staff by being transparent to them and being open, operating open door policy. And then Another point is celebrating wins, recognizing outstanding efforts. Sincerely speaking, I did not mention before, but I'm a pastor. I keep telling them, I don't live on your tithe or offering, but if you say thank you and I've prayed for you and gotten a job, it is good. I feel good. I feel good. This is the truth. I want to tell you the truth. It pains. You work and work and work, and all that your seniors look at is criticism. They only look for wrongs. You have done it, but why didn't you finish this? Why is this report late? No. Please recognize the effort that I put in. Please recognize the effort and appreciate me. When someone has performed and is outstanding, in my place, I usually hear my boss will say, this time you went beyond and above. I would feel good. When he mentions my name, I say, our HR, you were above and beyond. I would feel so good. And likewise to any other employee. So we encourage, the group one encourages everyone to embrace this. Please recognize outstanding performance, recognize them. It's just a simple praise, a thank you, a recognition that, Charles, today you were outstanding, you won, you were the best. It's just enough. It doesn't have to be money, it doesn't have to be promotion. But of course, if there is room for promotion, we love that. Okay. And then second last is a culture that encourages ownership of business so that employees feel part and like owners of the business. There are some organizations where a staff feels like he's a slave. You really feel you're a worker and you don't belong there. You're a worker anytime. You are even threatened. And the number one people who threat HRs, I will fire you. You joke with me. I will do this to you. I will demote you. I will reduce your salary. I will do this. They do. They do. Let me tell you, I have been to places where I feel embarrassed to tell people that I am an HR. So I mention, I say, I am an occupational therapist. I am a nutritionist. I am a pastor. Do you know why? Because when I mention occupational therapist, I go, I have this one who has a stroke. What do you say? Then I would advise. When you say HR, those people have bad manners. Those ones, they are smaller gods. Those ones are the gods. That's what they say. HRs are gods. Not me. Not me, definitely. I can never be one. Okay? So, please make them feel they are part of. Make them own it. Create a culture that makes them own the organization. Make them feel without them, the organization will fail. Make them feel they fail, the organization fails, they have failed, the organization wins, they have won. I want to tell you they will remain with you until retirement. Lastly, improving job security by issuing proper offer letters, contracts, confirmation letters, and proper onboarding or induction process. Many organizations don't give appointment letters. This is wrong. You call someone your staff, but you don't give up appointment. The reason they don't give appointment because they want to avoid maybe in terms of termination. They don't want to pay benefits. I am aware of some organization that when you terminate your employment with them or they terminate you, you go. And that is it. Our own is okay. We give severance allowance, which is very friendly. I will not mention here. But when you join my workplace, you will learn. You will love it. So please, job security. That job offer is very important. Confirmation, appointments are very, very like they are forms of security. And then also the induction process. You just bring somebody and say, today this is your office. You're going to sit here. And then you don't induct them. You don't orient them. They will not feel part of the organization. They will not know who to report to, what to do, when, how to, like, there are many things that I may not want to go into details because most of us here are HRs and we know this. Thank you so much for your audience. Please endeavor to visit Soul Hope and see what we do. and come and stay in our guest house. It is very, very nice, very comforting. Honeymoons, parties, you come. And then also, we do clinics, we do admission of these patients of jiggers. We do admission for those ones who have jiggers of more than 50, 100, 10,000, 5,000. We admit those ones and treat them. And then we do community clinics. Sometimes you may see us in your community. For those who may have any query, anything, I am giving my number now. I'm sorry I did not come with my card. 0707 0707 37 67 27. Joy, Eshara, Soul, Hope. God bless you all, and God bless this brother of mine too. Thank you so much for loving me.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Joyce. Another round of applause for her. Yes, I met Joyce towards the end of last year. I had come to do a bit of an engagement of some organizations in Ginger. And every single time we engage, she has never been low on energy. That is always the pace. I don't know where she gets all the vibe. So, thank you. Thank you for the input as a breakout session 1. I've been trying to capture a few summaries here. Incentives, opportunities for growth. Staff should feel valued, work-life balance. There are 2 points at which you almost lost me. Like the point where you almost mentioned that you said a single person could have 100 gigas. Oh. Wow. Hey. Yeah. I'm sure I don't need to paint the picture any more graphically than she has. So, encouraging an open door policy. People should be able to come to you and speak to you, and it's true. There are HRs that have struggled a bit with that, and yet the first impression anyone has of an HR is like you're the mother in the company, or you are the father in the company. You should be that one person we can always go to. But you'll also find those organizations who will say, man, our HR is a bit of a unique person. So, thank you. Celebrate the wins. Have a culture that encourages, I'll call it a business or ownership mindset of the business. Let us stop being small gods. Those who are encouraging job security, making sure your induction process is also on point, induction and orientation. I'll share a small example before I invite the gentleman of breakout session 2. I used to work with a company sometime before I joined Brighter Monday. It was based in South Africa, but I was the only one here in Uganda, and they had footprint in a number of countries. And there are certain things that used to happen in that company that stuck with me. I think about them a lot. For every single meeting that would happen, the head of department for that meeting always started with the question, where are you at? And that question was supposed to appeal to anything else that is happening to you or in your life outside our day-to-day. So you take off about 5 or 10 minutes and just saying even the most basic, that maybe we're expecting a baby with my wife, or I just proposed to my wife last Friday and she said yes. You know, and it was encouraged almost as policy. It was, the thought process behind it was, we tend to be in a workplace and we all seem to be wearing masks. Yet people are actually going through a lot. Until you see someone break down, you're like, but we were with him and he seemed okay. In that company, spread out as it was in Africa, for every single employee, whenever your birthday reached, the owner of the company would call you to wish you a happy birthday. I think it was the first phone call you'd get on that day. And I used to wonder where he gets the time to. But he actually calls you, genuinely wishes you a happy birthday, and you talk for some minutes. But the gate with which you go through your day that day, you feel like you're part of the shareholders of the company. So you raised very important points. Thank you very much. I want to welcome the lead for breakout session 2. Please come and take us through your question and feedback you gathered. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi. My name is Pino, not the one with T, P. So others call me Pino or Tino, but it's Pino. So I'm a founder of a Civitech organization. It's called Digital Woman Uganda. Away from that, I also work with BMU as a facilitator in the Greater Bukedi region. That's Mbale, Tororo, Busia, and all that side. Because they keep changing districts. So it's in Bukedi today. Someone wakes up in government, it's like, okay, it's no longer in Bukedi. So by the Greater Bukedi. Our discussion was interesting. And the topic was around inclusion. Inclusion to me is something that is dear to me at heart because of the things that I do, the work that I do, especially in the digital technologies. So I always find that inclusion should be something at heart, even at workplaces. We need to be inclusive in all that we do. So we talked about how we can lead with open arms. So it's broad, but then we broke it down into so many small pieces, and then we said it's all about understanding the capacity of your team. It's interesting in the sessions that I always lead when I'm teaching about soft skills. You find that these youths or the students that we talk about have no understanding what it takes to work as a team. Because if you cannot work as a team, or you're not inclusive as a team, that will be failure number one. The project will come to a stall, or it will basically fall down. So we need to understand the meaning of working as a team under inclusion. And this we learned from our friend from, he recently came to Uganda, but I called him a new entrant, but he was so quick to tell me, no, I'm a Ugandan. So he's from Bangladesh. But he's here in Jinja doing some great works. So I asked him about how inclusive he's actually trying to adapt to the Ugandan context and the culture. But then he gave me a good background on that, especially with his workings with BRAC, how they brought diverse cultures together, how they were trained on how to work with the locals that they are trying to basically find solutions or they're trying to work with. So it was around a lot of inclusion with the locals. Because at the end of it all, if you don't work with your team and with open arms, then the project might come to also a stale. We came down to Horizons International School. They have an interesting idea around that. Maybe because of the exposure, they told me I shouldn't say that. It's just only passion. If at all you have passion for what you do, then in all that you do, you will include everyone, whether it's someone with a disability or someone's from another culture with different language and the way they work. You'll find that inclusion is so important for the whole team to go and work together. Then when we came to, we spoke at length with Susan, the HR at Kakira. I didn't know that long grass, the way she says, is that there's a lot that they make out of that long grass. If it's a cow, they really know how to milk that cow. Even the peelings are crushed and then returned back as fertilizer. So the whole circle is around that long grass. And the things they get out of that long grass, I didn't know myself, but there are so many things that I learned from how they do that, and then also how it builds into working as a team and understanding the business altogether so that it leads successfully. Because once a team understands, or once you bring all the teams together, you have them all inclusive, then the end product should be something good for the whole company. Then we came down to national water. This is government. It's always the same answers, you see. Sometimes I don't, I'm not so keen to believe in government. I don't know about you people. But they always have that something that, you know, when they ask you this is it, this is it. Yeah? I even pity the outgoing spokesperson of Uganda, Gofono Pondo. Because defending Uganda, you really need to have a brain. You need to have a brain. You don't know what they will do. So, but he gave us his interesting views around that. So there's no discrimination when it comes to hiring. And they have their own policies that they follow. But we all know Uganda. We have so many nice policies. But I think we outsource them to other countries. And then they implement it there, and then we move on. But he, as an individual, I love that he is so intentional on being inclusive with his team, personally. That's what I took. The rest I didn't take, because this is government. He's so intentional leading with his team, basically. And then also he talked about the ladies, because we all know National Water has so many main works, you know, digging those trenches, reading those meters. But he tries so hard to push these ladies to the front. So he will push them, but then it's up to them to actually do the work. But at least he pushes them. The Eco Bank lady, she's also so inclusive in one way, because she did me some services today. I was so impressed. She told me, if you do this, do this, within an hour you'll have your bank account. I was just seated there, I got a message. So that's so interesting. It's something that I think we need to push women to that level. How can we build spaces for them? And that's why with what I do with my organization is that we want to build inclusion, but this time we're putting it at a digital level. So as HR, I'm not an HR person, but I've been interacting with some of you, but the takeaway would be that how will you fuse technology in what you do? Because technology is, and AI especially, is moving faster than anyone before. Because every day AI is changing, policies are changing. So in places where I am, I always ask people, how are you going to build policy for something that keeps changing every second? So that's my takeaway to all of you guys. How should we leverage on technology to basically improve on our jobs or the way you hire people? He talked about simulations in HR. I didn't know about that. So that was also a takeaway for me. If at all there's a platform that does simulations, then I believe HR, we need to have it inclusive so that the whole people at least have a say or have a know about it. That was all about inclusion. And we still had the conversation going on, but we were cut short. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ivan. That was good input. I've also summarized the summary that you delivered from your team. You talked about working as a team, understanding the capacity of your team. I liked the part where you said if you have passion for what you do, you'll include everyone. I think it even resonates on certain personal things. When you're passionate about something, you find yourself telling people even who might not even be necessarily interested in what you're saying, but you're being driven by something so hot inside. You want to share a certain dream and ambition. So I feel you very well when you say that. avoiding discrimination while hiring, being intentional in being inclusive with his team. That's the person of the National Water. I'll try very much to avoid the allusions made towards government. I will remain neutral, but I know many times we are challenged as leaders or managers to do certain things, starting with us being able to do them on our own, and then sometimes the rest of the team or group will adapt after seeing the value in what you do. So thank you for that. Please join Brighter Monday very soon. How do we leverage technology to improve jobs and how we hire people? We are a lot in that space. I'm sure from what you've heard about Brighter Monday, we are known for technology, big time. So, thank you. I believe that was very useful. We want to move to the next session. We are not too far from wrapping up. Jeffrey? Yes. We're going to do this together. Would like to hear from some of you, not necessarily through the people who came to represent you, regarding how, from the time you came in, from what you have had, from the engagements you've had, either from the speakers here or from the one-on-ones that you have had with each other, what would you say has surprised you today? That one thing that stands out. Were you putting up your hand? Were you? You are not surprised by anything? Yes.
Good afternoon. I am Catherine Chiseka. I'm an HR consultant. What surprised me today is what Kakira has. I didn't know it was that big. I'm really surprised, and I would like to talk to Susan to see how you can have people and schools inside the same place. I think it's amazing.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, one of the things that we are in certain big brands, it is somehow inculcated even in your induction and work culture. In the smaller brands, or for us in the sales field, it's bad manners to get out of a crowd without someone knowing what you do. And if it is actually a service that you offer, and you even paid for it, get some contacts, network. I'm sure by the time you all live here, you'll have known what Brighter Monday does. If you feel there is something more you need to ask everyone you see in a t-shirt branded Brighter Monday. Yes, we also know some of you are HRs, but you are also potential job seekers. We also have someone who is on standby to register you on our platforms. So have the courage to walk to them and share your ambitions and dreams. Yes, any other person? What surprised you today?
Actually, my name is Joy again. Thank you for the opportunity. I've learned a lot, but I want to inquire from my colleague, Susan. Is there an open vacancy for exchange program so that some of us can come and learn from you? Because as in like exchange program, just maybe a week or 2 days to be in your department and learn certain things.
Pam, would you like to answer that now?
If I had opportunity, I would just go with you today now. Okay. From here, I would go with you.
Are we able to get that answer now?
Joy, let's discuss when we go out. Yeah.
Thank you. We had another hand up.
Yeah, so is it evening or afternoon? It's both. Good evening and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Derek Basasa, and for me, what surprised me the most is the thoughtfulness behind Brighter Monday. And I'm really, really thrilled to find that there is an organization. I did not know about Brighter Monday, but I truly, truly support the values that you stand for. I'm a person who really looks in, I pay attention to details. And from the gentleman is Ahmed, when he said that we have mostly a young population, whereby we stand to face, either a workforce or rebels, basically, and we do not want rebels. So I know you're head of commercial, but for me, I really love the youth. I love to educate. I love to teach, and I don't know if you have a humanitarian side, because I would like to support. If you have these trainings, if you have these outreaches where you're going to the youth, how do we help you get, if we wanted to also pass on some knowledge to the youth, and to add value to the vision that you have as Brighter Monday, because I believe you're onto something, and we can help expand it across.
Thank you. I'm sure one of our team members will reach out to you. The lady you see putting up her hand, she's called Audrey. You will. That's a welcome. It's a welcome partnership.
Thank you so much, Walusimi Faizo, Horizon International School, Jinja. The few years I've spent in Jinja, you find big business is dominated by Indians and foreigners, okay? But when you look at HR and managers in this place, basically Ugandan, I would say 99%. A special thanks to HR Kakira and Mama from Tip Top. Those are basically Indian companies. But being trusted to such an extent and serve as a lady deserves a round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for serving Uganda, humanity. That is our goal as Ugandan. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, I definitely am coming to you.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know whether it will sound a bit humorous, but what has surprised me is the choice of name, Brighter Monday. Why not Brighter Tuesday, Brighter Wednesday? So it was like I was trying to inquire about the selection of the name, its origin, the philosophy. But I think along the way, I may have a conversation with the brand manager for details. Thank you.
So during lunch, I had the opportunity to speak to Zenia, Pamela, and Ahmed. I was equally curious about Brighter Monday, but like I say, like you've mentioned, you also got an idea, and I think your idea also speaks to what the thought process was for them. Monday being the very first day of the week, we all hate Mondays. And you'll see that they have put it in lowercase as well, just to make it less serious than it should be. And also, what Zenia mentioned is that usually it's on Mondays that job seekers always walked physically to different offices to drop their envelopes to human resource managers. And it's a very stressful period. So they have this platform that is trying to make things much easier. And for me, once they told me that, I was immediately sold. That's why you see I'm looking at the volunteering part to see that, because I've had a couple of young people telling me, Derek, can you refer me here? Can you refer me there? I have my CV, it's here. Sometimes you look at the CV and you really don't even have the guts to tell them that this one is not going to get you anywhere. But if there is a platform that is going to help the youth in that, then honestly, I believe a Brighter Monday, like their name suggests, is going to make, maybe they could change it to a brighter year after we have eradicated because for Uganda, every day is like a Monday. It's a hustle every day. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon or evening. I don't know, whichever it is. Susan Joy asked, and it's like these people who advertise on social media, and then you ask for the price, and you say DM. Going outside is like DMing. Just tell her yes, because she doesn't need to pay. Anyway, Brighter Monday, what has surprised me is how big you are. See, most of these agencies and recruitment and people that share offices. You are in the garage, the other one is in the sitting room doing tours and travel. But how big you are here, how organized, I would like to applaud you. And I am very impressed. Keep doing this. Very few HR-related firms do this. And I keep receiving very many messages on newsletters from Brighter Man. I think I registered one time, but they keep coming. I find very many of them. Keep up that. I wanted to make a comment, not a comment, to share something. The people that handled retention. I read the tweet today morning. I've tried to look for it. It's not there. And it goes to HRs. This is what the person said, quote unquote. For every toxic boss, quote unquote, for every toxic boss, there's a toxic HR to cover up their shit. That was the word. I think you've also seen it. So please, as HRs, let us not do what? Be those ones that are going to make our employees or probable employees fail to stay or join the company. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Let Pam say something and then we can wrap up.
Thank you, Charles. I hope I'm allowed to say what surprised me today. There are two things. One is that none of the groups tackled a discussion on PWDs. I think I missed it. Sorry, apologies, I missed it completely. But the second thing that surprised me is how robust sugarcane is. I didn't know that we are now making alcoholic beverages from sugarcane. I am very surprised, and yeah, those are the things that surprised me most today.
Thank you. EcoBank has something to say. I think she'll be the last one, and then
Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Ansolo Christine. I'm a sales consultant at EcoBank Uganda, Ginger branch. To the HRs here that have given us opportunity, the HR Kakira, St. Francis, Amazima Ministries, National Water, we appreciate for welcoming us to the different organizations that we visit as salespeople. A few will always welcome. They'll be like, Ababa bank abasumbua. Bagala, they said the same things. Banking is the same what the packaging differs. How I may look now is not how I'm going to look tomorrow. So the packaging is always different and the products. We have a campaign that is ongoing that says to Chigale with EcoBank. Please come and join us. We support you financially. We offer different services. Thank you so much for those that have listened to me, the time we have interacted today. May God bless you and lead you well as you're going back home. We are located on Main Street near CPS. You feel free. In your office, just check online, call EcoBank, be like, can you send me a DSA from Ginger branch? I'll come, open that account for you. And within less than an hour, as we interact, people have already got their ATM cards. So as swift as that, we pride ourselves to be the widely spread bank in Africa, and we are the Pan-African bank. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, EcoBank. Are you also the one who receives the invoice for the advert? Or? So, as I exit the stage, I wanted to hint on... Give him his 5 seconds. I don't want to leave enemies in Ginger, please. Give him the microphone. He says 5 seconds.
A good afternoon, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Pierre Horizon International School, Ginger. I'll be excused, please. 11th August, you know, we've been in summer holidays, and I was called by my principal yesterday, and I ran to this conference. So 11th August, the school will be open. If you want to do any advertisement, please, you're welcome to the institution. For those who say we close the gate behind them, please, I'm here. Come and see me. We are open people. I felt so heartbroken. Horizon welcomes everyone. Please come to the institution. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. That is inclusivity now. So just to close on something he referred to about trying to understand the thought process behind Brighter Monday. You will not normally find us try to define it that much. We like to leave it to how it would apply in your setting. But I've occasionally, and it's part of something I saw in a training, a Franklin Covey training, where they were referring to how one would carry your weather. That, let's say you've been jobless for a year. You're struggling on all fronts. Every single bill and what is pulling you left, right, and center. And then you finally got this job, and this Monday is your first day to report at work. Trust me, even if it rains as you're going, even if you fell off a border as you're going to work, there is nothing that will take away the amount of joy and happiness in you. That particular Monday is bright, extremely bright, and we want to impact people to that depth. So, when you get a job through us, don't be shocked when we even reach out to you to find out, yes, we recruited, we supported your employer to place you there. How is it going? How was the experience? There are calls that normally come from our customer service team. We do recruitment or HR practice much more differently than you'll ever interact with any human resource company, and that's why we'll always stand out every single day. So, thank you for your time. I want to hand over to the MC to invite our CEO to do the closing bits of this session, and then we can interact and share business cards, maybe drink and eat a few more things. There are some things I think that are set up outside there. Please don't rush to go home. It's a Friday. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Charles. A round of applause for Charles. Yeah, I think I preferred watching him up here. So I'm going to, before I call Xenia, there was a kind request, I would say kind request, from the head of the HR group in Ginger. Smiling. Please take that title. Mr. Andrew Maweje, please come and give some few remarks before we hand over to Xenia to close and wrap up today's session. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, good evening, dear HRs. Good evening. Okay, yes, my name is Maweje Andrew. Now, those who don't know me now, this is the person who has been calling you, getting your consent to join the HR group. But nevertheless, I'm happy at least 3/4 of the HRs on the HR platform are here. And we should really applaud ourselves for that. I happened to get a call from Xenia about this, and we took it on, and I'm happy that people responded. So next time, if you want numbers, you know who to contact and where to find me. So me and HR Susan, we birthed the idea to create an HR platform. And why did we do this? So in just 1 minute, I'll do. So it's to connect with everyone since we are all in the same profession. Okay, that's one of the reasons. 2 is to create an HR network within Ginger and be able to support each other. You need, for example, services from EcoBank. Can easily, like, who's the HR there? Please guide me on this and this. You want to do a background check on an employee, things like that. To be able to share and access the latest job opportunities. You have an opportunity there, you share, things like that. And also to create a support system to help each other spiritually and emotionally. And also to access free HR advisory on pertinent HR issues. Now, this is where it gets complicated. How do I handle a disciplinary, how do I handle a disciplinary issue? You may not know. You feel free to share and you'll be guided. And also to access team building activities and fun-filled events. So you're welcome to join, and we share together our ideas. We are 3 admins there. Feel free to reach out to any. I'm here. Then you have Daniel. Then you have HR Susan. So you're all welcome. I'm happy that at least 3/4 of the group are here. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Andrew. A round of applause for Andrew, please. I can tell why you elected him is within 1 minute, he concluded everything and summarized. Well done, Andrew. So, as I conclude, I would like to thank everyone for coming. Our host, Nile Village, our team from Brighter Monday. But, as I said earlier, we do a lot of soft skills trainings. So part of our soft skills training topics is called emotional intelligence. So with that, I cannot close. So I cannot close. There's a saying that you should not outshine your boss.
The boss is right.
The boss is right. Never outshine your boss. I cannot close. Do you agree? Yeah. So please, a round of applause for Xenia as she comes to close today's session. Thank you.
Jeff. Thank you so much. This has been a very good day for me, meeting the HRs in Ginger. I don't think a lot of events happen here, do they? Yeah, I guess so. So anyway, I want to first thank the team that has made this possible. I would like to invite my team on stage. Please come, please come. This is the team that made this happen. For me and Pamela and Ahmed, we just showed up in the morning. We didn't take part in the coordination. The event was very well done. We had very good participation. So I would want to recognize my team. Please come, all of you. Gladys. Thank you guys. And I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves and to say who they are. Yeah? All right, so we start this side.
Hello. Thank you for coming through. My name is Fiona Tensa, Marketing Associate. I'm doing events and activations, so you're very welcome. We hope to see you again on another one. Thank you so much for coming.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Petra, Mrs. Chiwewa. I, of course, serve with Brighter Monday, the best recruitment firm in Uganda and all over East Africa. I am a part of Charles's team. We do sales, the best sales team you'll ever find. Thank you for coming. And for all the ladies here, we hope to see you next week in Bara. It's going to be bigger and better. Trust me, more happier faces. Don't miss it.
Hello everyone, I'm Nicholas Valondem. I do business involvement at Brighter Monday, Uganda with Charles, and I'm happy to have met most of you here. And I look forward to interacting with some that I've not had a one-on-one with. Thank you.
Do I need to? My name is Charles Chigozi. Once again, I head the commercial team at Brighter Monday.
Good evening. Thank you for coming. I'm Rogers Mwesije, Workforce Development Associate, Brighter Monday.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gladys Rabuhemba, PR and Communications at Brighter Monday, Uganda. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amuron Lynette. I'm the Customer Service Associate of Brighter Monday. We collect feedback, so when you see the Google reviews on the tables, kindly give us feedback about the experience you've had today. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming today.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Audrey Ima Grace. I serve at Brighter Monday, leading the Learning and Development unit. As we've interacted before, during the breaks, we hope to come and support you with your skilling needs, upskilling, and also just to improve your workforce. Thank you.
Hello. Arnold Akamplera. I lead the marketing team at Brighter Monday, Uganda. Happy to see you all, and hope you enjoyed the event, the chocolates, and more that is coming. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mohsin Mustafa. I'm the design specialist at Brighter Monday. Thank you.
I repeat, never outshine your boss. Yeah, Jeffrey Luboga, Senior Workforce Development Specialist, also MC for today. Pleasure to meet you all. So I'll hand over to my boss, as I mentioned, please.
Let me tell you guys, today Jeff's boss has suffered. If that thing of getting hiccups when somebody speaks about you was true, Jeff's boss would be dying of hiccups. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Pamela Kabahesi. I'm the country programs lead at Brighter Monday, Uganda. And just to add on to what Audrey said, in case it was not clear, our youth skilling is free. Please reach out. Do not pay money. Even if you want to pay money, please, we shall send it back. Do not pay money, it's free. And this is all made possible because of our partnership with the MasterCard Foundation. Thank you.
You may take your seats back. Thank you, team. As you can see, I lead a very dynamic team, very smart people, and I'm honored to be their chief enabling officer. So, naturally, I am a salesperson, and we've come to the end of this event. But before we go, I would like to make an ask. We have had a very good conversation today. We've talked about inclusivity in workplaces. I've met some very brilliant people here, employers that I've never met before, and I'm happy. And so moving on, we need to think about how we continue with this conversation. We cannot make this possible without you. There are two parts. Without confusing you, Brighter Monday is it's a house to so many solutions. And most of them will start with helping you recruit to skilling and learning and placements, youth placements, as we've said. And what I would want to ask right now is some commitments of some organizations that will be working with us based on what we've discussed today. Susan led this initiative. She did commit to it, and Jeff handed the card immediately. So Susan will be seeing you, but I would want to see who else is committed to this, who else will support us with doing this skilling, placing as many youth as possible, recruiting the right talent for your organizations, helping you with any HR advisory, any headache you have as a HR, so that you can focus on strategy and we'll take off all the admin work from you. So I want to see some hands up. That's what I'm looking out for. Susan already did it. Pamela, Petra, please pass a gift. So if you raise your hand up, you get a gift. There's a gentleman right there. Petra, please pass the gift to him as well and talk to him. Anyone else? Hamira from EcoBank. Thank you for choosing Brighter Monday. Anyone else? Please tell me your name. Catherine. Yes, Catherine here as well. I hope you guys can spot where the hands are. Nicholas? Anyone else? Mr. Barasa, thank you so much. Doreen as well. Let's pass the gift and let's have conversations after this. Joy as well. Thank you. So I was going to call you out, by the way. If you didn't take your hand up, I was going to call you Joyce. I want to see your commitment. But I would want to also say thank you to some of our existing customers here that we have worked with for a very long time. Nile Breweries, Mr. Andrew, thank you so much for entrusting us. Amazima Ministries, thank you so much for that as well. We have Sajid Foundation, Mr. Saul, thank you so much as well for continuing to work with us. And we hope that we can work with all of you to see through what we are trying to do. It's not easy, and we can't do it alone. So thank you so much for coming in today. For those who have made commitments today, thank you. For those who have not, we will follow up. We hope you do not mind. We'll give you a call within next week. You don't want a call? You will receive my call? Okay, cool. So we'll follow up and we'll make this happen. I want to say thank you, and I hope that all of you have picked something valuable from this conversation today. And we do hope that we have left an impression as Brighter Monday in the Ginger community. Thank you so much. I forgot I was the one who was supposed to close. So guys, we can network now. The event is done and we are grateful for coming today. Yes, and there's more snacks outside, so don't leave. There's more snacks. I can see them from here. We do hope to have you for a little bit longer before you leave. Thank you.
Excuse me. There are photo sessions outside at the banner. So Please make your way to the banner so that we can have photo sessions.
Oh.